So the first order is from Hancock's of Paducah, which I ordered online. I purchased a motor scrap bag, and you have no choice of the item that you receive in the scrap bag. So I actually ordered this to give to a drawing on my TeaQuilts page. This fabric is approximately 3.5-inch fabric strips, and they're more of an Easter theme. They have peas, rabbits, carrots, sheep, bear with honey, and they're in the very light sage green to peach color fabrics. So I ordered 2 just so I could have one for the video as well. That was $9.99. And the fabric is actually from Darling Little Dickens by Laura Nelson of Darling Quilts. The next item I got was this row by row fabric. It was in the clearance section of the site where you can find clearance fabrics, and it was $2.99 a yard. I bought 10 yards, so it was $29.90. I do plan to make a row by row quilt, so maybe I can use this in the border as well as use it in the backing. And I just figured it was one of those quilting staples that I could use anywhere, and it's a great way to know of some quilt shops when I'm traveling. And this fabric is by Deborah Gable of Zebra Prints, of www.zebrapatterns.com for timeless treasures. I purchased Quilter's Dream Cotton. They had it on sale for $19.99, and this is a queen size, which is 108 inches by 93 inches, and it's a natural, and it's their request batting. I just wanted to try it. I tend to buy warm and natural by the boat, but I thought I would give this a try. A lot of long warmers appear to like it. And then the final thing from Hancock's is this Bally Crackers. It's 40 pre-cut 10 by 10 squares, and it goes from more of a pastel-y color down to still more of a pastel dark of the same colorway. And then it was $25 for this pack at Hancock's of Paducah, and they were running a special where it was $17.99. So that's all that I purchased from Hancock's. Then I actually went to Aldi's, the grocery store, yes, Aldi's, and I am into the adult coloring books, so I actually purchased a couple of these, and I got one for my friend for her Christmas gift, and it was $2.99 for this adult coloring book. And I thought that I would use my Spectrum Noir use my Spectrum Noir pens with this. So the next item that I got while at Aldi's was a calendar. I have a friend that loves kittens, and so I got it for her Christmas gift. She just hasn't received it yet. And I had purchased in my last haul from Joann's a calendar, which is about 1.5 inches larger on both sides. And I paid about $15 for the calendar, whereas this calendar was $5 at Aldi's. And it also comes in its own little calendar pack, which is a very nice weight. The calendar is very nice weight. It's not a cheap calendar. So the pages are really nice. The graphics are beautiful. And it has kind of like, I don't know what you would call like an ombre sheen, or it has like some kind of sheen over it to make it look like it's linen paper. But it is really pretty neat. The cats are just adorable. And I just thought that that was a great deal for the weight of the calendar. It was not your cheaply made calendar. when I went to Joann's, I purchased the Quilt Makers 100 Blocks Volume 14. I am an avid collector of these magazines, and I did not realize that this one was out. I haven't been online in my groups to know that that was out, so I was happy to get that. And while at Joann's, I purchased 3 of these art bands. They're the Super Satchels. And I like these because I can use these to store my greeting cards in. I've tried various other systems where these dividers would not stay in place, but with the art band binders, my cards stay in place and they stay sorted by my category. So I bought 3 of these. I already had 1, so I just bought 3 more so that I can take my cards out of the other storage containers and put them into these. They were, I think these are $20 a piece. They're pretty expensive, but then they were running 50% off of your storage units. So it was $10, and then I had a coupon for an additional 10 or 15% off of your total purchase. I can't remember which one. So next up, I went online and did some purchasing from Amazon.com, which is my staple. Being a Prime member, you get certain benefits, and I don't pay shipping for 99% of the things that I order from them. So I was in a fabric store and I saw these fabric markers, and they're by Tulip and they're dual tip. So I was in the quilt store and saw that they were $40, and so I love that technology has caught up with us, because while we're in the store, we can also Google online to see if we can get things at a cheaper price. So Amazon had these, and they were $28.67, if I'm not mistaken, $28.67. So I ended up ordering these from Amazon, and I have done some coloring with these. I will come back and do a review. It's really a project update where I've used these markers, and so I will show you these markers in more detail. Also, while on Amazon, the only other item that was quilt related is this bolt of interfacing that I bought. I actually buy my interfacing from Joann's and usually use a 50% off coupon. So the interfacing that I use is $4.99 a yard, and then I use my half off coupon, and I end up getting it for $2.50. They normally come in 10 or 15 yard bolts, I can't remember. But still, it's at $2.50 per yard. So I saw this on Amazon as a lightning deal, where it only lasts for a number of hours in a particular day, or on a particular day. And they had a bolt of interfacing that was 30 yards. It's Tricot interfacing. And I paid $61.85 for 30 yards. So I'm paying a little over $2 and say 3 cents per yard. Plus, I didn't have to pay tax, and I didn't have to go to the store and pick it up. So I thought that was a great deal. Now I have enough interfacing to do my t-shirt quilts that I don't have to go out for a while. And the other reason why I bought it was because I was having difficulty getting the type that I like from Joann's. They did not have it all the time. So I had to go to 2 or 3 Joann's to find the product. I then took an embroidery class at Jackman's Fabrics, located here in St. Louis metropolitan area. And I bought some things. They were having a sale. They had 30% off one piece of fabric with the coupon. And so that's when I tend to treat myself to a backing fabric. I actually bought this as a backing, and I know it's pretty bright. But I'm working on a couple of K-facet quilts, so I just bought 3 yards of 108-inch wide backing. And I'm not sure which quilt it's going to be on, and then the remainder will be on the back of the other quilt with some other piecing. So it was $20 a yard, so it was $60. And then I got 30% off, which made it about $42. They have a clearance bin, and I am working on the Easter type quilt that I'm going to do the review on with the markers. And so I bought this Remnant. It was 3/8 of a yard, regular at $12. So this piece should have cost $4.49, and so they half price everything in the Remnant bin, so it was $2.23 for 3/8 of a yard. And I just like the yellow because it was a yellow with just a little texture in it. And I'm not sure if the camera will pick up the texture in the print, but it's like a yellow with a goldy color hashtag marking. Looks like linen. The other piece of fabric I purchased was this Easter egg print, and it was also 3/8 of a yard for $2.24. And it has very pretty Easter eggs on it. Or it could look like those malted eggs as well. But this fabric is by Madeline Floyd for Quilting Treasures. It doesn't have a fabric name on this particular piece. That's just all that's on it. So it's all the information. But I thought that would go well with my with my Easter quilt that I'm working on as well. So I was at an embroidery. It was actually a 3D embroidery workshop that Jackman's had. It was an all-day workshop. I paid $18 for the class, and then they gave us lunch, which was chicken pot pie from Kentucky Fried Chicken. They had additional snacks. They had breakfast, coffee, drinks. So I felt like that was a pretty good deal for a day out, since I don't get out that much. And so one of the things that I saw, one of the ladies there had this hoop screwdriver. And I thought that was pretty awesome because you use the screwdriver to screw your hoop, which has the little screw inside. Now in the past, I have used those pencil gadgets that you put on your pencils to make it so it's softer when you go to hold the pencil when you write. I usually put those on my hoops, but sometimes they get a little stretchy, they come off, I lose them. And so I thought this would be a good addition to my embroidery supplies. So I purchased it. It was $12.99, but then they had everything in the store was 15% off, so I got 15% off of that. And I did look on Amazon to see if it was cheaper, and it was not. It was actually higher on Amazon. So I purchased it in store. The next thing I got was some LED tea lights. They were using these inside of 3D features like birdhouses to actually light up the units. So I got 2 of these. They were $4.99 per pack. You got 4 lights in each pack. And it was also 15% off of each pack. I saw this pattern called Curve It Up. I actually have the ruler that goes with this pattern. And although I could have probably figured out a lot of this on my own, I decided to go ahead and support the company and buy the pattern, and I don't have to do all the extra thinking. And it has these, or you can make either one of these sampler quilts on the back. This pattern was $18.99, and then I got the 15% off, and I could not have gotten that cheaper online, plus I would have had to pay for shipping. I was a member of the Anita Good Design Club that was also through Jackman's Fabrics, and that was in October 2014 to 2015, and I had some credits on their account, and they wanted to close out all accounts as they're not going to be doing Anita Good Design clubs anymore. So I had 6 credits that I needed to use. So what I did is I had 4 credits and 2 half credits. For one of my 4 credits, I purchased negative spaces. Let's see if I can tilt that up. Negative spaces, and it's a full collection. And it has all of these little word things that I can quilt out. Dream big, positive vibes, enjoy the little things, hello, goals, laughing out loud, every moment matters, follow your heart, attitude is everything, live every day like it's Friday, be creative, wake up smiling, you and me, choose happy, take a selfie, embrace your crazy, let's play, follow me, first things first, and love. And I thought this was a really awesome thing. They're pretty big designs, so I can even use them on top of t-shirts, or I can make a quilt, or if I wanted to make somebody a little small quilt to do as a pickup, then that's available as well. I think these full collections are $70, but I didn't pay anything because I had already paid my club membership. So this is another full collection, but it's under the Mix and Match Quilting collection. It's called Double Wedding Ring. And so I'll put it down just to make sure the camera gets it, but I think it's getting a glare. And so then it's got all of the different ways you can piece a double wedding ring quilt inside of the hoop. So I don't do any of the actual piecing. Everything is done as like a piece as you go and quilt as you go technique. I then bought one of their special edition packs, and in order, well, I got two of those. In order to buy those with my collection, I had to use my one full collection and one mini collection credit. So this is taking the place of two of my packs, and it's called Zippered Bags 1, 2, 3. And it's got a lot of different types of bags that I can make where everything is done in the hoop. So it's even got eyeglass cases. You can use them for cosmetic bags, scissor bags. So they're pretty cool, and I just thought these are the 10 bag shapes over here. And then you can combine them. You can also personalize them as you're going. You can add different embroidery from your collection onto the bags. So I thought that would be a good staple. And then the last one that I got, I have no grandchildren yet, but I am fascinated with children designs, and so I buy a lot of children designs. And sometimes if people have a baby shower, or if I'm able to do so, I'll stitch some of these things out. But this one is called Anita's Playhouse Fairy Tales, and again I had to use a full and a mini credit in order to get this. And then it's got, I don't know, maybe 20 designs here on the back that you can piece and put together a whole quilt if you like. But I thought that was really pretty. So the last thing that I needed at Jackman's was to purchase a 5x7 hoop. I'm having difficulty with the one that I have. It's broken, and then I tried to replace the broken parts with an other hoop that I wasn't using, and then the actual plastic cracked. So I was in the store and I said, well, let me go ahead and get a 5x7 hoop. I got over to the counter and the hoop's price was $99.99. So it was $100. So I was a little discouraged, and I was thinking, even at 15% off, you know, that was still going to be $85. So I again got on my phone and just did a search for embroidery hoops for my Elissimo, and came up back to Amazon.com. I did not go to Amazon.com, but it took me to Amazon.com, and it was more of a generic hoop. And the hoop was $28 and some change. Now, the hoop came in this box. It's by Sotech, and it's www.sotechhoops.com. I went down into the comments section to make sure that this hoop would work with my machine, and even on the packaging it says Baby Lock Elissimo BLSO, which is the one that I have, the original Baby Lock Elissimo, and then the upgraded Baby Lock Elissimo. So I did look in the comments to see what the reviews were. The reviews were 4 and over, so I decided to go ahead and try it because they said that it would work with my machine. So this is the hoop, and I've already taken it out of the packaging. And then it also came with the placement grid as well. So if you wanted to place some things into the grid and you need to mark in a particular area, like on clothing or something like that, then you could use the placement grid to do so. So I thought it was very wonderful that it came with the hoop. I already have one for my machine, so I really don't need it, and I don't use it a whole lot anyway. But I thought this was just awesome. I actually paid $28.67 on Amazon for this hoop. So I saved over $70 on purchasing this hoop online. No tax and no shipping because I'm a Prime member. So I was just feeling really great at that point. Love it. Can't wait to use it. I'll be making some labels for some quilts later. So that will be used there. And you know, while I have this hoop out, we may as well try to use my new gadget from Creative Notions, which I don't think I told you it was from Creative Notions. I just put it here, my hoop screwdriver. And let me just tell you what it says. It says, specifically designed to make adjusting the embroidery hoop easy, this screwdriver with non-slip grip cradles the adjustment screw of your embroidery hoop, allowing you to quickly tighten or loosen your frame. So I just want to give you a quick demo of this since we're here. On one end there is no hole. This is the rubber gripping. It has a label on here, and what happens is there's a screwdriver inside here that when you rotate will slip into the screw line of your hoop screw. And then once it's hooked, you can tighten or loosen. That's my telephone. We're going to keep going though. So I can tighten or loosen my hoop with this screw. Now that's pretty cool. That is awesome that I don't have to go through worrying about where's my little pencil holder I would put on here. Now I have something that I can keep by my embroidery machine and get my hoops on and off without a lot of stress to my hands. So, and I'm further away. I like that it's long. And while I'm here, I will tell you that I saw in the store that they had one by Baby Lock that had the Baby Lock logo. It was very tiny, kind of fat, about 1 inch by 1.5 inch. And on one end, it did have a mechanism for you to slide in and loosen your hoop. And then on the other end, it had a screwdriver that you could actually use to work on your machine, like if you're taking the presser plate off so you can clean it and things like that. What I didn't like was because it was so short, it was ending about here. So you still really didn't have a lot of hand room, whereas this one goes out further, so you've got more room for holding. And I think that this is more ergonomically pleasing, whereas the other one was still kind of a flat disc type thing that was about, I'd say about 3/4 of an inch thick in height. So I just preferred this over the other tool, and I think it was $19.99. So it probably was a better deal if you got both, but I have my other utensils and I just need something for the hoop screw. So I hope you all enjoyed this haul. I am so excited to be able to use some of these products. Maybe I'll do some product reviews with some of these. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.